Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll start out with an observation myself. I have not observed a reluctance toward climate alarmism. I think it's readily available and out there. I've actually got a couple pages of just dire predictions that just never came true, which is kind of a problem for climate alarmists. They've been alarming people for decades, whether it's global cooling, global warming, sea level rise, taking over cities. It hasn't panned out. That being said, again, I don't deny climate change. It always has, always will change. Don't deny the impact you're talking about on the oceans. I'm concerned about the same thing. I hate to see the destruction of coral reefs, the disruption of fisheries, that type of thing. My point, my question is, what can we realistically do about it? Again, in testimony, we heard that we've spent about $5 trillion so far combating climate change. Also heard in testimony from the majority witnesses when I asked, does anybody really think that India and China are going to stop burning fossil fuels? Not only do they say, no, that's not going to happen, neither will we. So that's just the reality of the situation. I would say it's actually immoral to ask less developed countries not to power their populations out of poverty. I guess we can sit back here and go, yeah, we can afford, a 25, 30, 50% increase in power to, move toward green energy. People impoverished in China and in India can't, and they won't. So my point always is, what can we honestly do about it? Dr. Levy, you're the economist here. Do you think it's a moral thing to do to impose green energy on China and India? And by the way, do you think it's even possible?
Could you put your mic on, sir?
Yes, thanks. Sorry about that. I said we would be in a difficult situation if we're turning to economists for moral guidance, but I think you raise a very good point, which is that when you have global problems, if we're looking at the efficacy, it's going to differ dramatically whether we're able to do global solutions or local solutions, which may then get overwhelmed. And I would say the degree of cooperation on these issues with emerging countries has not been especially high. It's high when it comes to making pledges for the distant future, less so when it comes to implementing measures. And I think that is a serious concern.
Greetings, friends. You may be affected by this. Lawmakers in some states have recently passed legislation that may affect you this tax season. Officials have confirmed that many households will benefit from these changes, while higher income households may not benefit as much. More relief payments are also set to go out in just a few days. My dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, this coming Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, all you need to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. So friends, according to CBS News, in less than 2 weeks, residents of Minnesota can begin filing their income taxes before the April 15th deadline. Last legislative session, lawmakers approved a $3 billion plan that includes tax relief for seniors and low and middle income families. About 2.1 million residents of Minnesota qualified for a one-time rebate check. A portion of the $17.6 billion budget surplus that lawmakers had to work with during the 2023 session. The rebates were $260 per individual tax filer, $520 for married couples filing joint returns, plus an additional $260 per dependent up to 3. So a family of 5 could see up to $1,300 back in their pockets if they met income requirements. Married couples filing jointly, making under $150,000 per year, and other tax filers making under $75,000 per year were eligible for the one-time money back. CBS News has confirmed that when tax time arrives, residents of Minnesota will owe no state taxes on those payments, but will owe money to the IRS. That is because lawmakers approved the rebates 2 weeks after the federal emergency had expired. Before that deadline, the payments would have been held harmless. That has drawn criticism from Governor Tim Walz, who has pressed the IRS to reconsider. U.S. Representative Pete Stauber has also pressed federal tax officials to find a remedy. But for now, depending on the size of the rebate, expect to pay as little as $26 or as much as $286 to Uncle Sam. What Democrats in charge of the legislature hailed as a centerpiece to their tax bill is a child tax credit for low-income families that researchers at Columbia University predict could slash childhood poverty in Minnesota by 1/3. The credit is $1,750 per child, and it starts to phase out for families earning more than $35,000 per year. If residents of Minnesota make more than that, they might be eligible for a smaller credit, depending on their income and how many children they have. The new tax law also made tweaks to the existing working family credit. The changes couple the two credits together, and phase-out timeline is the same. For example, a married couple filing jointly has 3 children under 18 would see a maximum credit of $5,600. It's fully phased out for people who make more than $81,666 per year. An estimated 265,000 families will be impacted by the new credit. Minnesota residents still can get the credit if they are not legally required to file a tax return. According to CBS News, retired couples earning up to $100,000 and individuals making up to $78,000 will not pay any state taxes on their Social Security benefits, starting with tax year 2023. Half of seniors in the state already did not pay state taxes on those benefits. In 2022, Republican and Democrat leaders in the divided legislature had came to an agreement to fully eliminate the state tax on Social Security, regardless of income, but that deal unraveled before the session had ended. In 22 days, Michigan is set to send checks worth an average of $550 to approximately 700,000 households in the state. It is part of an expansion to the Working Families Tax Credit. The state of Michigan is sending eligible residents a payment that is equal to the difference between a 6% Working Families Tax Credit on an eligible resident's 2022 tax refund and the 30% that the credit is worth under legislation signed last year. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. My dearest friends, thank you so much for being part of this community. I will be announcing several winners this coming Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.